Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for October 1st to the 5th of 2020. I hope you guys are doing great today. We have a lot going on this week, so I'm only doing it from the 1st to the 5th. So why don't we talk about what's going on while I shuffle the Heal Yourself Oracle. And the reason I'm choosing the Heal Yourself Oracle for the crowning message is because we do have Chiron, which is retrograde. I've been talking about that since the summer, and we have it's going to be conjunct the full moon in Aries on October 1st. So for you guys, this is going to be happening in your 5th house. What does that mean? Well, first of all, this is going to be like a very sort of what I'm calling like a psycho-emotional moon. Full moon, because it's really going to be, because it's positioning with Chiron being retrograde, it's really going to be about pulling up stuff from the past, doing a lot of healing, any shame, any guilt, anything that we need to heal from the past, having to do, you guys, with your 5th house energies, which has to do with romance, falling in love, how you connect with partners on a Monday through Sunday deal, your children, your creativity, anything having to do with gambling, anything having to do with entrepreneurial efforts, any of these areas where you feel like there needs to be some healing, where there needs to be some release, right? Some release and just some letting go of old deep pain having to do with something in that area. It's going to be different for each of you, right? Because this is a general reading. So we have that on the 1st, and then on the 3rd we have Venus going into Virgo, and for you guys this is going to be happening in the 10th house. And I want to tell you, I feel like for this first week there's going to be a lot of focus on career and a lot of focus on self. We'll see what the cards say about relationships, because obviously that comes out as well. But I just feel from the astrology there's going to be a lot of very sort of I'm going to say this, a lot of deep introspection really is what I want to say. So what does it mean that you're going to have Venus in Virgo in your 10th house of career? Well, Venus, we love Venus because she brings to light and support. She brings support to things that we value, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's self-worth, self-love, anything like that. And we're all going to be doing a lot of healing, hence why I have my candle set to green for this week, because that is the color of the heart chakra. And so when we support our heart chakra, we're more open to giving and receiving love and healing ourselves in kindness. And can't we just all use a little bit more of that, right? As when it's off balance, that heart chakra is off balance, we experience loss and regret and pain and low self-love and low self-esteem. So I figured I'd give a little green hug to everybody. But going back to the Venus in Virgo, Venus is all of that. And what does it mean to be in Virgo? Virgo is that 6th house of pragmatics, okay? So it's the problem solver of the zodiac. That's what Virgo is. Virgo is very critical. They're very critical of self, very critical of others, but it's always, the end goal is always to solve a problem. It's a very solution-oriented energy. It's also our health, right? It's the landlord of the 6th house, which rules our health, our physical health, mental, emotional. So having Venus in there, first of all, I feel like really great for if you want to start any sort of new routine, workout routine, if you're starting any kind of therapy, if you're getting into meditation, anything like that, which I do kind of think is, you know, kind of a good idea to get into right now, Sag, because we do have Mercury in pre-shadow. It's going to be going retrograde in Scorpio in your 12th house. And that is the house of the hidden, of the recluse, of the deepest spirituality. That's where we do our best meditating. We're not there yet, so I'm not going to like really kind of go on about that, but you know, when the time comes I will. But know that you're going to be feeling the ticklings of it now because it's in pre-shadow. And also, you know, this 5th house energy, that something is going to be you needing to let go of and you're really working through. You guys are going to be feeling it a lot in the 5th house because that's exactly where you have Mars retrograde. So you're being pushed to really look at things in as far as how you do romance and relationship, like the practical, like everyday workings of it, or something to do with your kids or your creativity or your business. 5th house is a big house, but you guys are going to be looking at all of these things, okay? So to have Venus and Virgo in your 10th house, I like this because if you're having any sort of issue in work, there's going to be solutions popping up for you. There's going to be a lot of support having to do with career, your reputation in the world, well, the legacy that you leave. So anything that you might be having an issue regarding that, I feel like the Venus in Virgo is really going to be very beneficial. Now, on the next day, on the 4th, we have Pluto finally going direct, right? We've had this stellium. It's just been hanging the hell out in your second house of resources with Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto. Everybody's been retrograde. Well, Jupiter came out of retrograde mid-September. Saturn came out the end of September. And now Pluto is finally on the 4th. So something needs transformation in a very practical and pragmatic way, having to do with what you value, like your resources. Second house is everything that we value. So it's not only money, it's everything like the food we put in our mouth. We value our home. We value the people in our life, right? So this is kind of a big transformation and a big culmination, but it's positive. It's not negative. It's going to be stressful, but it's going into a good direction. Now, the good thing that I want to talk about is this minor grand trine that we're having on the 5th. I'm really excited about this because to me, the 5th is the best day of the month. It really, really is. So let me just pull this. So you guys are going to be having the moon in Taurus in your 6th house, Neptune and Pisces in your 4th house, and Jupiter and Cancer in your 2nd house. We have discover your life purpose. Wow, that's perfect energy for you. Perfect crowning for you, Sagittarius. Perfect crowning. But let's talk about this minor grand trine, because it's going to be actually pretty powerful. So to have the moon in Taurus in your 6th, Neptune and Pisces in your 4th, Jupiter and Cancer in your 2nd, this is emotions surrounding your health and or day-to-day experience, feeling very sort of like dreamy or dreaming about some sort of creative plan. You might be a little unclear about it, but it's something creative. You're thinking about something creative. And it has something to do with home safety security, right? So there's some sort of gift concerning something that you value here. Okay, so you could be working creatively from home is very beneficial during this transit. This tells me having this minor grand trine going really, really well, good for the money. This could indicate you working on your health. So this could be any kind of therapy, meditation, eating really good food. And it's like eating this good, clean food or working out or meditating or whatever it is going to incite this feeling of security and this solid feeling, right? That you know that you're taking really good care of yourself. This could also indicate going after an idea that you're thinking about to bring you security that you've been looking for. So, again, speaking to having Jupiter and Cancer in that 2nd house, it's whatever gift is coming in is going to help incite security for your home. Now, for some of you, it can quite literally be Jupiter is about expansion, Cancer is home. The 2nd house does represent literally resources, money. So it could be you having the resources to buy a new home. You having the resources to move or to rent, if that's really what you want to do, because then we also have Neptune and Pisces. So it's like dreaming about that dream home and you having the money to do it, and that inciting a change in your day-to-day environment and you finally feeling peace. So some of you might be moving out, some of you might be moving into something. So there could be this beautiful message and this beautiful experience around either your literal home or your metaphorical home, things that you feel very connected to. So it's a lot of information, trying to squeeze it all in. So I want to get to the cards, but that is the energy of the week. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater in this crazy month that we're in. Let's really pay attention to the positive energy that is going to be coming in. But I do see you guys doing a lot of focusing on the work situation, but it's like working over here, relationship over here, self over here. You guys are the north node of the moon, the south node of the moon right now. So I just feel like you guys are working on everything all at once. I do, but it's this is a really supportive energy for you. Like you're not going to be feeling it the same as like the cardinal signs. Believe me when I tell you. Doesn't mean it's not going to be stressful. It's going to be stressful. So we're going to talk about discovering your life purpose. I mean, I am loving this card for you guys because you're the south node of the moon right now. So before I even pull the cards, I mean, this is really like start asking yourself, Sagittarius, what is the meaning of your life? Ask it the first week in October. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculous because obviously this is a very sort of... there's an evolution here to it, right? But it has to start somewhere, and the clarity has to start somewhere. And I would probably guess that you haven't been feeling a whole lot of clarity. No one has, because of all the retrogrades. But, this is really about understanding that as a soul who's having a physical experience, you're here to grow and learn. And you're being asked to really immerse yourself in this life by expanding and really reaching and stretching, right? And understanding your reason for being here. We all need to do that at some point. You guys are going to be doing it big time, though, because of your position with being the south node of the moon for the next year and a half. So nothing is impossible for a soul who's following his or her destiny, right? I mean, your guides, your angels, your higher self, they're constantly communicating with you through things, through signs, through feelings, through smells, through books, different kinds of experiences. So follow your hunches here. You're being given important guidance, which may show up via a strong feeling to travel somewhere. Some of you may be feeling that. To speak to someone, to maybe attend a workshop or some sort of webinar, to write, to paint, something. No matter how far-fetched your inner guidance is, you need to listen, okay? Like nothing's too crazy here, right? So your soul purpose includes a combination of experiences that your mind doesn't understand, but that your soul needs to process, to learn and grow. So some of these experiences are going to be really enjoyable and heightened, but others may be challenging, right? And really cause you to experience this necessary struggle, but through them, you will know yourself better. So just give yourself permission to focus on what really makes your heart sing and put your intensities of emotion and really try to draw that energy to yourself, trying to draw your energy to things that you really, really desire, Really nice. I think that's just a very good, solid, profound energy for you guys to get, especially this particular week. Not that it's all going to happen this week. I mean, that's just silly. But, you're going to just start to feel like epiphanies and things making sense to you that haven't been making sense. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. All right. So we are going to be pulling past, present, future, and outcome. And then I'll do some Lenormand with additional qualifiers. Yes, I'm going back to the pulling for the past. Okay. Defending yourself and walking away from something is what the recent past has brought you, Sagittarius. That's what I see. All right. Yeah, a lot of people did not like that I left the past out last time. You know what? We try to make everybody happy, and we just can't. We try, right? Okay, with the Hierophant energy there, the near future, and the Emperor. Okay. Let's talk about the past. We have the Lover's energy and the Eight of Cups. So quite literally, some of you could have found yourself in a space where you were walking away from a relationship. Because the Eight of Cups is this recognition. It's a Saturn in Pisces. It's recognizing that this is not going to work, right? This relationship is not going to work. This could even be, the Lover's energy doesn't have to be an intimate relationship, guys. Lover's energy is anyone who we have a shared soul purpose with, right? It's kind of like that 7th house energy. So this could be an intimate partner. This could be a business partner. This could be a really good friend or a really good family connection. Again, as long as you have the shared soul purpose, that really is the original meaning of the Lover's energy. So there's a walking away here, though. There's a walking away, and it's working with the Four of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Wands. So there was this energy here that tells me that, you were feeling the need to defend yourself. You were in a space of self-defense and really protecting yourself. I mean, Four of Pentacles is a mode of self-protection, right? If this has to do with relationship, if this has to do with a career, walking away from a career, right? Now, when we have the Lover's energy, the Lovers is about making this decision to show up and work at something together. It is about partnership and deep love and a choice, though. The choice has to be made here. It's the idea of, something being stronger together, united, than apart. So it could be as business partners, it could be as friends, it could be, some sort of family connection, and obviously it can be an intimate relationship. But with the Eight of Cups, it tells me that there was this walking away, right? So it's like this withdrawal, this retreat, this moving on, this abandonment. It is a minor arcana, so maybe not forever, but at least for the moment, because there's this mode of self-protection that you were experiencing. The Four of Pentacles is, you there could have been, you could have been dealing with a greedy person, or they could just be this very strong desire for long-term security. And that desire, though, was creating some sort of circumstance where you felt the need to defend yourself. Now, this could also indicate protecting oneself against competition. So maybe you felt like you needed to compete, particularly in the workplace, if there was some sort of unhealthy competition that was surrounding your position, and you were always in this space of feeling like you needed to defend yourself and protect yourself, right? It very much is this protection energy. Some of you may have been holding on to your money because you're just and you're feeling the need to defend yourself because you want to hold on to your money, right? Where that ended up creating some sort of situation that you needed to walk away from, having to do with either a relationship or work. Okay, but that's what I get as far as the past energy. Very walking away, because there was a lot of needing to defend oneself. Something. And now where you're at now is we have the Four of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So the Four of Cups is an interesting energy. It was the Knight of Cups is fabulous. I mean, the Knight of Cups is like Prince Charming, Princess Charming. Here you are, which is great, right? I mean, the Knight of Cups is an Aquarius and Pisces energy. So for many of you, you might be meeting somebody who's a little different than somebody that you've ever been with before. Like, because Aquarius is out of the box. It's different. So maybe a different ethnicity, for a different culture, a different type of personality. Maybe physically they looked a little different. But I think it's interesting. We have the Four of Cups energy here, which is about feeling very apathetic and sort of feeling unfulfilled. So I don't know, Sag, like, are you feeling, did you meet somebody new and you're just feeling, nah, whatever? You might be, because this does tell me that you're doing a lot of work on yourself and focusing on your career. So this could certainly be a situation. Four of Cups, though, is an interesting energy that I talk about a lot. It's the kind of energy, though, where people on the outside might be looking, at your life thinking, wow, they have things pretty good, but meanwhile you're like, feeling very unfulfilled. This is a rather immature mindset. Doesn't mean that you're immature, but it is an immature mindset typically, right, in tarot, where it does indicate, but there's a bigger reasoning behind my saying that. It's like, I call it the checklist card, right? Because it's like you identifying all the things that you don't like about a person or about a job, because the Knight of Cups could also mean a job offer coming in, like a dream job coming in. But you identifying all of these things that you don't like. Now, what you have to understand is, chances are, if you're saying, I can't deal with A, B, and C that they do, and I can't stand that they do, X, Y, Z, and I can't be with them, or I can't stay in this situation, or I can't. You want to look underneath that, because chances are what you're identifying is probably the reaction to the way somebody is behaving, or the feelings that are being brought up in you that need to be healed, that need to be looked at. That really is the bigger energy here. So the big final wrap-up question here with the Four of Cups, even though it's a minor arcana, is this question of Sagittarius: what do you really want? What do you really want from a relationship? What is it that you're looking for from a career? What do you want? I mean, that really is. This is like a be careful what you ask for kind of thing. You have to get in touch with what it is that you really, really want. And we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like there's this new beginning that wants to happen here, but it's like you are not resonating with it. I don't know. I mean, because when we have the Eight of Swords, which is like feeling like you have your shoes on the wrong feet, But this is like a self-imposed kind of isolation and imprisonment, feeling like you're stuck in something that you don't belong in, But then we have this Ace of Cups energy, which is fabulous. There's newness here. So this could be... Ace of Cups could be a new job that you really, really love. This could be a new relationship, a proposal of marriage. This could indicate some of you might be pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant, or maybe your partner wants to have a baby and you're like, I don't know if that's for me. I'm not sure. You're just kind of like, you're feeling sort of imprisoned because it's like you're just not sure. So I feel like this new beginning is upon you, but you're not sure of it. And in the not sure, you might be a little apathetic, like, whatever. I don't want to do. I've been through enough. I don't know. I don't know if I want to bother with that. And that could be the space that you're in right now, which is okay. I mean, that's just right now. Now, let's see. In the near future, we have the Hierophant energy and the King of Wands. So I do feel this new energy wanting to bust in here. Now, I know a lot of you might be saying, really? Because where are they? I'm open or whatever. Maybe look at things a little differently from a different perspective, because obviously it does depend. This could be in the form of a new job, a new relationship, a new friendship. Oh, this could even be a family member who's trying to get their way back into your life. And you just feeling kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. But in the near future, we have the Hierophant and the King of Wands. So King of Wands is great. King of Wands is a very bold leader, very charming, very powerful. But what I really like about the King of Wands is that it's a Cancer and Leo energy. And Cancer is that fourth house of home, being in that sweet metaphorical home spot. And Leo is about being very attracted, very excited. It's a fire energy. It's a lot of fun. So this is a great energy because while it's fun and motivating and exciting, and there's passion here, it also offers security. So this could certainly be you getting into a career that you really, really resonate with, right? Because the Hierophant is about traditions, conventions, expectations, conformity. So, and this could be just your own expectations of yourself, of your own life, right? So what do you expect from yourself? And you being like very bold and very charming and very courageous and very powerful in bringing this to yourself. So this could just be that. For others of you, the Hierophant energy does indicate celebrating the sacred in your marriage. So for some of you, this could be having that conversation about what it is that you need to feel very safe and secure moving forward, and it going really, really well. That's going to resonate with some of you as well. Others of you are going to be meeting somebody brand new who is this King of Wands energy. You're going to be very attracted to them, and it's going to end up rolling into, because the Hierophant for new energy is the kind that ends up rolling into either a very long-term commitment, if not marriage. Now, on this, keeping with that same theme, for those of you just meeting somebody, we have the Emperor here with the Eight of Pentacles. So the Emperor is a great energy to get if you're single and you're meeting somebody, because this is somebody who is really faithful and somebody who gets it and understands what's necessary for a relationship. They might not have all the answers, but the willingness is here, right? The Emperor is Aries, which is ruled by Mars. It's like, come on, let's go do this. Let's just do it. This is the kind of thing like, let's just take this and level it up. Let's, not knowing everything though. It's like, and it's not, let me clarify for those of you who are, in the know about codependent relationships. You always want to be careful of somebody who's like, I love you after a week, right? There's a little codependency going on there probably. I'm not saying that kind of thing, but it's more like being really excited and this person being the leader, right? Wanting to take the bull by the horns and say, come on, like, let's really do this. And let's figure out, like, what does this relationship really need to grow, right? I mean, that's very much the Eight of Pentacles energy, is figuring out what needs to be mastered in order to master this relationship. So getting to know each other as far as how you guys tick with communication, intimacy, sharing, because Pentacles is also mental, emotional and physical connection, in addition to it being money. It's not only money, right? So figuring out what's necessary. So that's for those of you who are meeting somebody new. For those of you not even in relationship, you may be the Emperor in your own life right now. Again, taking the bull by the horns. The Emperor is being large and in charge, and just being really smart and strategic in your planning, And you planning in the Eight of Pentacles energy is great, because this is you figuring out exactly what it is that you need to move forward. How much money do you need to do something? How do you, what maybe additional training might you need to master your craft so that you really enjoy your employment? You know, anything like that, that's very much going to be on your mind. For those of you who are in long-term relationships, again, the Emperor energy can be you guys together doing some really good strategic planning. The Emperor also does indicate a father figure here. So a father figure could be playing in. So father figure might be helping you with some money here. That could resonate with some of you. But others of you, in the relationship, you guys are doing some really good planning. The Eight of Pentacles is really good. It's like, all right, what do we need to... Yeah, and it's just kind of like a global. How much money do we need to buy that house, to go on that vacation, to have that baby, to get engaged, to whatever it is, right, that we would do as a couple. But at the same time, it's also addressing, how do you guys communicate? How do you guys connect? And it's not being afraid to have that conversation in the Emperor energy. Because the Emperor is very brave. It's Mars, right? And so even though you have Mars retrograde in your fifth, don't be fooled. It doesn't mean that things are going to be stagnant. It means things are going to be worked on in that fifth house energy of romance, of falling in love. There's going to be a lot of work done, you know, in that fifth house. And this is the future. So, you know, this is the near future. The Mercury is coming out of retrograde, well, not Mercury, sorry. Mars is going to be not coming out of retrograde until November, but, you know, I see there being a lot of work in the romance department having to do with that. Even though I said I was feeling like a lot about self-reflection and career, this is pretty obvious to me. Now, as the final outcome, we have the Page of Wands and we have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is a necessary transition. For some of you, it can be relocating, moving, but just, you know, leaving a part of your life that you aren't very happy in, you know, and just making that decision to go in a better direction. This is newness here. So some of you might be changing jobs and getting a new one, right? This can indicate a new project, a new inspiration. For some of you, an urge to create, that can be indicative of a new business, a child, just to kind of have a life with somebody. It's like you're ready to leave the past behind. You're ready to leave the past behind. Just leave whatever toxicity there was, you know, embrace the good stuff. Again, not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And then that's going to be working with the star, which is fabulous, fabulous. Working with the Knight of Wands. Star is Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. This is all about the future, you know. This is really about insight plus emotions that's going to bring renewal and hope and inner clarity, Sagittarius, and having faith and being in the spotlight of something. So really mattering to someone within something. So this can absolutely be like being the star at work or being really doted over, right, in a relationship. But we have the Knight of Wands energy, man. This is nice. This is very lusty and very free-spirited person. This is, if it's not a person, it's creativity. Like this is the card. It's such a beautiful creative energy. You'll be feeling very, very creative in your approach to things, which I really like. Very creative about your future. Very motivated. Knight of Wands is very motivated. You're just, and it's just a very, very excited energy. Very excited energy. For those of you just meeting somebody, right, this Emperor energy, off the chart attraction, you know, yeah, all of that. Lots of healthy, lusty stuff going on. Good. Nice balance. There's healing here. There's healing here. So whatever change is going on is just what the doctor ordered. So I do like that, and that's going to be happening for you, even though you may be in this space of feeling rather apathetic and some sort of pain because of something that you left. That's okay, guys. It's not going to last. It is going to lift. I promise you that, okay? We have to work with the energies, though, not against them. I could tell you all day long what the astrology is and what the energies are, but you need to engage, right? And we want to be able to do that. We don't want to be puppets to the energy, right? What's that? That wouldn't be any good. Okay, so now let's go on to the Lenormand. Okay, remember Sagittarius, Lenormand is different than regular tarot. The images are different, and the way it's interpreted is different. but they are cards, so it has that in common with tarot. Okay, any messages for Sagittarius brothers and sisters? Sun, rising, moon, Venus. Park, networking, meeting people, social media. This is like a social media card. Really good for business though too, because that's like a networking energy as well. Ooh, okay. We have love. We have the swans. We have the boat. Okay, let me pull them all, and then we'll see what the. Oh, wow. Okay, so whatever is happening in your life right now, Sagittarius, it's predetermined. And we say that about a lot of things, but seriously, like everything happens, you know, for a reason. Obviously, we always realize in the end we got the wow. This indicates something positive is at work here, sort of under the surface. And the thing with the star energy, though, too, with the Lenormand, it's like so painful before it actually kicks in. And I see that happening with the, well, okay, let me just finish. Yeah, we got the Book of Knowledge. Okay, and we have the patient woman, patiently waiting. So that could be you if you're a female Sagittarius. If you're a male Sagittarius, this could be your significant other. But it doesn't have to be any sort of romantic interest at all. This could just be a prominent female in your life. It could represent a mother, a sister, a friend, a coworker, a boss, anybody like that. So we have this idea of the park, which does indicate, again, social, some sort of either social media, however we could connect. So networking, going out, meeting people. So, and then we have the love card, because the swans, this is the heart is the shape of love and happiness, just feeling really happy. Now, if this is not relationship for you, this could be networking and like you connecting with somebody in a really good way, positive way for your business, meeting somebody who can really help you out. And I know a lot of you are going to be resonating with it like that, because then we have the flying boat. And so this often means literally packing your bags and moving for work. For others of you, this could just simply mean moving away from something to another place. So some sort of cycle has ended. Whatever information is going to be happening with this networking and this communication, it could be meeting somebody new in a relationship, or it could be networking having to do with work, but there's going to be change incited here. And that change is absolutely preordained, right? As I said, but in the same way, you need to look at something. Now, this is an important card in Lenormand, the well, right? Because the well indicates that you might think you know, I'm not going to say you think you know everything, but you think you might have all of the information regarding a person, a situation, or even just how you feel about something. But there's a layer that's maybe on the last 10 to 15% bottom of this well that you haven't been able to see yet. And not because you're not smart enough, just because the information hasn't presented itself to you yet. So now the message here is whatever's preordained, whatever is meant for you is going to happen, but it requires something. And what it requires first is you looking deeper inside of yourself with a absolute honesty, and be very prepared to put the work in. But the thing is, there is this information, there's no question, because we have the well and then we have the Book of Knowledge that comes with a key. Now, we could keep it locked, or we can open it and actually learn. There's something that you need to learn that's been held back from you. But all you have to do is turn the key and look inside the book. So there's something that you need to look at. Now, for some of you, this is going to be you needing to realize something about this woman. So if it's you, Sagittarius, if you're a female Sagittarius, this could be you need to figure out this information inside of you. If you are a male Sag, maybe there's something that you need to look at more closely having to do with your partner. Not necessarily bad. It's just there's something that needs to be exposed here or learned about. A deeper learning, so that there can be a deeper communication. If this has to do with work, there's something that you're not seeing about this situation in work. You might think you have all of the information, but you don't. So not necessarily a bad thing. The idea here is, though, just make sure that if you're networking and you're meeting somebody new, that you don't jump into anything too quickly, thinking that you know all that there is to know. I hope that makes sense. Just make sure somebody walks their talk. Okay. Somebody walks their talk. Because whatever information is coming in is inciting change, and it's a necessary change. It's in the stars here. But something needs to be looked at. So let's get some final outcome energy here. We have the Ace of Cups. Woo! So this is a new relationship. This is a new baby. This is, will you marry me? Move in with me. This is, do you want to work with me? This is, you know, job. Anything speaking to our heart space, but brand new. Knight of Wands. Yep. Beautiful. Different deck. We got this lusty, free-spirited energy again. So lots of creativity happening here though too. Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. This is a Jupiter energy. So the wheel's about a turning point, right? This is a turning point in your life. Sagittarius is no question. We got the Two of Cups. We get the Ace of Cups and Two of Cups bookending. So let's talk about for career first. So really great energy, creative energy. If you guys are going into any sort of new job, the Two of Cups energy could just be really healthy communication where you guys are figuring out your work schedule, money, how it's just going to play into the whole of your life. I mean, really, really good. If you are needing to propose something at work, it going really well, it being accepted, really nice, right? Because it's hanging right next to that Jupiter energy. So really good, going in your favor there. Obviously, if this has to do with the relationship, this is romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage. But there's this newness here. So obviously, you're not going to start a new relationship. Again, going back to mindful of any sort of codependency, not saying you are, but you don't want to like meet somebody and say, hey, let's go to Vegas and get married, although Vegas isn't even open yet really, right? But you want to be careful of that, but it means that it will evolve. Like this is just very serendipitous, very destiny driven, especially we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's a very destiny driven, right underneath the stars energy here. So yeah, and especially, listen, you know, when we have the nodes in our sign, there's just so much synchronicity and destiny and karma and all of these things just like rolling out obviously the way they're meant to happen. I have to do another roll because those were stopped by the cards. We have Taurus. So we have the moon is going to be in Taurus in your 6th house of day-to-day work environment. Then we have the 9th house, which is you guys, right? You guys are the landlord in the 9th house. This has to do with your belief system. It's have to do with long distance travel, higher education. There's going to be change here, right? We have the Pluto energy. Pluto's all about transformation. So there's going to be a lot of change here. So I like that you got the Taurus energy because this is also the landlord of the 2nd house of resources. So I feel like there's going to be some changes coming up having to do with your resources and your money, you know, in a way that may confirm or challenge your belief system and how you've been approaching money. Not a bad thing. Look at this, you got yourself. Look at that, the Voyager. So just being your enthusiastic and philosophical self. Be you, do you, and get to know you a little deeper during this time, Sag. That really is the message here. You know, just the astrology and the cards are really discover your life purpose, right? It really works well with that. You know, what do you really want? It's time to figure that out. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.